Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the NFL version of ProLine, direct from Las Vegas, the gaming capital of the world. Week 3 of the NFL season. I'm John Cran, joined by Las Vegas handicappers Hollis Barnhart and Zach Simony. Going to take a look at the upcoming games for Week 3 of the NFL season. First, let's tell you what we have going on. Hollis, since August 1st, a 32-12 run with all plays. In fact, 3 straight weekends going 5-2. Red hot run. Congratulations. And how can folks get aboard for this week?
Well, am I that good? 32-12? I mean, you know, it's, things go by fast when you're having fun and you're winning. I mean, it seems like just yesterday it was August 1st and then September 1st. 3-0 on best bets, by the way, we might add. St. Louis, I gave you one of the ugliest games you could ever play last week when they invaded Tampa Bay Stadium, and they got the straight-up win. I wasn't expecting that. I thought they'd cover the spread, keep it close. I like Jeff Fisher, but they won 19-17. And this week, I got to thinking, since I've gone 3 weeks in a row at 5-2, I'm going to bring out my first Magnificent Seven this week. It's the Magnificent Seven Rides Again. I don't know if anybody remembers that movie. It was a great movie in its day. 7 games, Saturday and Sunday. I'll have all the games up Friday. $79 for all 7 games, and it includes my game of the year going this Saturday. So let's get aboard and see if the Magnificent Seven can go from 5-2 to maybe 6-1 this week.
Yeah, I've been called the Magnificent Seven at times, too, but it has nothing to do with Western
my
movies.
gosh.
No. You mentioned 3-0. You are with best bets on this show. The one you gave out last week was the St. Louis Rams. Nice call on that. A very good call. And Zach, too, is a perfect 3-0 with best bets on the show. Zach last week gave us the Pittsburgh Ravens game under the total. That got there with ease. And online, you're on an 8-3 run with Saturday college football, as well as 5-2 with the NFL on Sunday. What do you have coming up for this week?
Yeah, we're going to look to strike again this weekend on JimFights.com. I'm going to keep going with my packages. Should be a basic package. College football, about 4 plays for $50. NFL, right around the same for a $60 price range. And we're going to look to build off of last week, 2-1 on Saturday and 2-2 in the NFL.
All right, and Jim Pice, a perfect 3-0 with college football games of the month. That include last Saturday's underdog game of the month. South Carolina didn't even need the points, a 38-35 winner. Go to JimFice.com. He has his NFC South game of the month play. That's up already for Thursday's showdown on TV. Plus, he has a college conference game of the month going on Saturday. All this and more at JimFice.com. And if you want to go to that site, see that football helmet in the lower left? That's a link right to the website. Okay, let's get into our first game, guys. We have a NFL game going on Sunday. It's a rivalry game as the Packers are going to play the Detroit Lions in Detroit. It's a battle of 1-1 teams, division rivalry game. Detroit open 1-point favorite. Slight move to 1.5. High total here of 52. Packers open with 3 or 4 games on the road, and it's been a tough schedule playing Seattle, the Jets, the Lions, and the Bears. The Packers are 9-2 over the total. Their last 11 road games. They've also dominated here in the NFC North. 34-16-1 spread run in division play. We all know how great this Green Bay offense is, but the thing I'm looking at is any improvement in the defense from a year ago, which they really struggled. Well, so far in 2014, really haven't seen it that much. They're 29th in the NFL against the run, giving up 190 yards rushing per game. Last week, they did have the comeback against the Jets, 31-24, but when they gave up 146 yards rushing, had to overcome that 18-point deficit. So, Hollis, this is a game that probably isn't going to be about run defense, probably going to be about quarterbacks and turnovers. How do you see it?
Well, I like this quarterback. Who wouldn't like Aaron Rodgers? I mean, is there any quarterback any better down 18 points against the Jets? He's got a wide receiver, Jordy Nelson, 209 yards. He's got Randall Cobb to go to, his running back. I mean, what an offense to set up. And, if you're a Packer fan, you just got to love any time that Aaron Rodgers gets the ball in his hand. On the other hand, Detroit, they had I guess they're shooting themselves in the foot again. I thought maybe with, their new coach, Jim Caldwell, they might put in a little discipline and get that stopped. It seemed like last year, every loss that they had late in the game where they were shooting themselves in the foot. Matt Stafford sacked 4 times. They had 3 turnovers when they played Charlotte last week. Nate Freese, a rookie field goal kicker, he missed 2 field goals. That's not going to work. Even Calvin Johnson dropped a touchdown pass. They just got to do things differently. So I say they probably will throw out that game film and just start all over, knowing they're going back to home and they're going to get concentrating on this Green Bay game. I like this double tight end set that they have. It frees up Calvin Johnson. And with Reggie Bush being able to run against that bad defensive line of Green Bay, I think the home team gets back on track, and I'm going to be looking at Detroit and laying the 1 point.
All right, a push toward the home team here. You know, a lot of teams are one team at home and then very different on the road. I guess we can say that, Zach, about the Detroit Lions. Looked like world beaters in the opener, 35-14 rout of the Giants. Then they went to Carolina last week, 24-17 loss, one-sided. On the other hand, they were actually leading 7-6 in the third. But in the end, 3 turnovers by the Lions. Matt Stafford was sacked 4 times. So overall, they're off a sloppy game, which we've been used to saying in the past against these Detroit Lions. The question here is, are they better under this new coach, or is it too early to say?
Yeah, with Detroit, I think it's too early to say right now. The game against Carolina, I like the way the game ended for this week if you're going to back Detroit, because some people that didn't watch the whole game will think that it was a true blowout, being a 24-7 final. But honestly, like you said, it was 7-6 in the third quarter, and things just didn't go their way. Once things started reversing, Matt Stafford started pressing on the road just to try to get them back in the game, and Carolina was able to get a couple late scores to push that lead to 24-7. With Green Bay, on the other hand, their blueprint is shown, and I don't think it's going to change all season. They're having a tough time running the football. You saw against the Jets, they dug themselves a hole early with turnovers. And to get back in the game, they just abandoned their playbook. They said, let's throw the ball, let's take the lead with Aaron Rodgers. And it worked against the Jets because they're going against a quarterback like Geno Smith, who can make the mistakes to keep you in the game. So I think Detroit going back home, Carolina is very underrated as a home team, still are. Green Bay still getting the public money right now, but I think this could stay in Detroit's favor at -3, -3.5, and we're going to go ahead and take the points with Detroit at home, as I don't see Green Bay being able to stop them defensively.
All right, I'm going to take a look at the total. I mean, indoor games, you got 2 great quarterbacks, and both teams have loads of passing weapons to go to. The Packers 9-2 over the total when they go on the road. Meanwhile, Detroit 8-3-1 over the total in September. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 31-24 final score, at minimum, maybe even higher. And Detroit, the last 10 home games, 7-3 over the total. That's how I'm going to look at this game.